Hello and welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about comparison. Comparison is literally the thief of joy, and this is something that I think we all struggle with, but it is something that we have to overcome because if we don't, it will seriously make you so unhappy in your journey in life. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So covered in today's training is going to be why this is important. We're going to talk about why you literally cannot compare yourself. We're going to talk about how to stop comparing, and then we're also going to chat about some common mistakes and pitfalls that I see within comparison. So why is this important? I know that it's cliche. I know you hear it all the time. I've already said it in this training, but comparison is the thief of joy in all aspects in all aspects of life, but especially in your health and fitness journey. If you are comparing yourself and your journey to other people, you will honestly never feel happy and satisfied in your journey. You will never be proud of your progress because you will always be looking at other people and thinking, well, yeah, I've come this far, but they've went farther. And it doesn't matter how far you've come in your journey, you won't be happy with it. And that's miserable. Comparison makes you feel ashamed of your progress. It makes you feel a little bit like a failure. And it makes you feel like you aren't doing enough. It leaves you thinking, what should I be doing more? What am I missing? Like, what's wrong with me? And comparison, it causes you to not even see your own growth. So it's important that we nip it right now in your journey so that you can just be a happier person within your health and fitness journey. Some of the main reasons why you cannot compare yourself to others. Reason number one, if I were to line up every single one of you, every single one of my clients, and give you the exact same workouts, the exact same nutrition, you would all have different results because every body, literally every physical body, is different. So you cannot compare your progress to each other because you are all different. You are different than the person that you see on my Instagram. You are different than XYZ person. And that leads me to number two. Every person starts in a different place, which is another reason why you cannot compare someone. Here's some examples. Maybe you have been dieting and restricting for years. So maybe for a while you have to start out by healing your metabolism first. And maybe the other person hasn't been dieting for years, so they can go straight into a fat loss phase. That's a huge reason why you can't compare yourself. Another one, maybe you have an injury that does debilitate you in a few reasons, or maybe an illness that limits your ability to do things. Something like that. And maybe another person doesn't have that, or maybe they have a different injury that causes them to do different things. Another example of this is, maybe you have a really good solid base and genetics, or maybe the person that you're comparing yourself to has a really solid base. They have really good genetics. Genetics are a huge factor. You can't change your genetics, so therefore you cannot compare yourself to someone else who has completely different genetics than you. Like, I can't compare myself to a model that has super long legs when I don't have long legs. I got short legs, so I got to accept those and I have to love those. So stop comparing yourself to people who are starting in completely different places than you. And is you never know how long someone has been going at it. So for example, that person that you see in the gym that secretly, like, you admire them, but it kind of makes you sad because you're like, I don't look like her. She looks so good. It kind of makes you even resent her. Yeah, well, she's probably been at the gym and being consistent for 10 years, 5 to 10 years. So, like, why are you comparing yourself to her when you're just starting? Another example of this that I've talked to multiple of you about is, maybe it's that progress picture that you saw on Jenna's feed and it internally made you a little bit jealous and you wanted to be happy for that person. And maybe you were happy for that person, but you thought to yourself, why am I not getting that result? Why don't I look like that? Well, maybe that client has been with Jenna, with me, for almost 2 years. You've only been in this program for a few months. So why are you expecting yourself to look like that person? See how, like, when we start to talk about it, it's like, yeah, she's so right. Like, why am I comparing myself to someone who's been at this for 2 years when I've just started? And then lastly, this kind of goes along with everything else I've been saying, but why are you comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 15? Like, you are just starting and you are wanting what this person, maybe they went through a very seamless fat loss phase or they lost 20 pounds. Well, they've been doing this for 2 years and they've healed their metabolism. You are just starting. You're on chapter 1. Why are you comparing yourself who you are in chapter 1 to someone who's been doing this for 5 years? Like, we can't be comparing because we don't know where other people are at. So how can we stop this comparison trap, this comparison cycle? Number one, you need to have gratitude for your journey and be proud of how far you have come. And there's this saying that I really like, and it is, gratitude makes what you have enough. When you have gratitude for your journey, when you can accept and be proud of it, it changes everything. So be proud of your journey and be proud of the progress that you have made so far because you are not done. You are not done with your progress. So be proud of yourself. Another really important one is anytime that you start to compare, Like anytime you get that thought, anytime you get that jealousy feeling, have some affirmations that you say out loud. Have these in your notes app. Like copy and paste these, put these in your notes app. A few that I really like is I am focused on my goals, so focused that I do not have time or energy to compare myself to others or feel bad about my progress in comparison to someone else's. I am grateful for who I am and who I am becoming. I will turn the negative feelings of jealousy into inspiration. I will genuinely celebrate the success of others. I may be going slow, but I am progressing. Nobody is me, and that's my superpower. Those are some really, really good staple ones, 5 staples that I think you should have on you, that anytime you start to get those feelings, you repeat it out loud. Another huge thing is hold your thoughts captive. Right when you start to get those emotions of comparison and you want to, think it out loud, you want to say it, you want to speak it, hold that thought. Do not let that negativity come out of your mouth. Speak your affirmations, okay? Don't start saying, oh, look at her progress. Like, why am I not doing this? Or like, what's wrong with me? No. Hold it captive. Say that you're proud of her. Say your affirmations and roll on. Don't let that come out of your mouth. Another thing is anytime that you want to compare, anytime that you are in that comparison trap, this goes back to being grateful for your journey and being proud of your progress and how far you've come. I want you to really think about your journey, and I want you to write down 5 wins that you have had. It does not have to be physical. It's physical. It could be that you have more energy. It could be that you are more confident in front of your husband. It could be that you're able to walk up a flight of stairs and not be exhausted. The list goes on, because that is progress. There is other ways that we can be making progress besides just what the scale says. So then lastly, just some common mistakes and pitfalls with comparison. Number 1, letting another person's progress take away from your own. When you see progress pictures on my Instagram, or when you see a friend's progress pictures on Facebook, you minimize your own growth. You think, why am I not seeing that? And then you minimize your own growth. Like that, we don't deserve to do that to ourselves. We are awesome and we deserve to be proud of our progress. So stop doing that. Another thing, speaking negatively about your journey. You start comparing someone, you start to speak meanly towards yourself. Stop it. And then lastly is just, again, comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 12. That doesn't even make sense. So we just need to stop it. Stop it right now. I hope that this training was helpful for you, and I hope this just encourages you to take those steps to get out of the comparison trap, because I can tell you it's going to completely change your journey and your mindset.